If you are looking to reignite the spark in your relationship and bring back the romance you once had, consider making it your New Year's resolution. Jassy Timberlake is a sex therapist from Northampton Sex Therapy Associates, joining us to share some ways to restore the romance. Jassy, it's so nice to have you here. Happy New Year.
Thank you. Happy New Year to you, too.
Now, the reality is that many people may think they're alone in feeling this way, but it's very, very common.
Oh, it's very, very common. There was a really big landmark study that indicates that at least 40 million Americans are struggling with desire problems in their relationships. So it's actually much more normal than not.
So people may think they don't want to talk about it because they're the only ones that feel this way, but many people do.
Exactly.
And you say that sex is actually a metaphor for a relationship.
Yes, if something is not working very well outside the bedroom, it tends to not work very well inside the bedroom. So if you're having problems connecting with your partner, if you aren't getting time with your partner, if you're not getting to sort of do all the sort of close, intimate friendship things that you normally do, it tends to sort of impact how you feel about connecting more intimately.
So people can ask themselves certain questions to know what they need to do to make it better in their relationship.
Right. So you can ask yourself, when did this start? When did this first start to happen? Are we getting enough time together? People with young children, as you probably know, struggle to find balance between time as parents and time as romantic partners. So making time for a relationship is really important. So ask yourself, are we prioritizing that? Is there trust? Do you trust your partner? Do you feel like your partner has your back? There's a strong correlation between intimacy and trust. And it shows up in the bedroom when there isn't trust as hesitancy and lack of desire and sort of fear about sort of trying things that may be a little sort of new for you. So making sure that you're really transparent in your relationships is really important. Making sure that you really talk and that you sort of air things that are problematic.
So, yeah, people need to realize that what's going on in their relationship,
right,
that it also will impact what happens
exactly
behind closed doors.
Yeah.
And you were telling me, too, people really do wait a long time before they acknowledge it as a problem.
People wait far too long. I think it's about 6 years people wait from the onset of the problem before they get help. And, I mean, it's not too late at 6 years plus in. I've worked with couples who've waited 20 years before they've contacted somebody. But the sooner you can get in, the better it is, because, you know, a couples therapist or a sex therapist has more chance to help you if you sort of really tackle the problem as soon as it shows up. Don't wait. And
you're in it for the long haul. When you're married, this is something, so I mean, it's something that you definitely want to work through.
And this is totally normal as well, you know.
Well, as you said, 40 million Americans, it makes you feel like, well, you're definitely not alone.
Absolutely.
And some people, you were telling me, tend to think of it as being a mechanistic thing. There's just certain things you have to do to make it happen.
Right. If you're seeing sex as something mechanistic, then you're losing the point. We are sort of really complicated human beings. We have an emotional system, we have brains that sort of make sense of things, we have, you know, the ability to intimately connect with another person, and then there's sexual desire and sex drive too. So all those things have to come together. It's not just about, you know, pull this whistle, pull this knob, blow this whistle, you know. Exactly. It's about sort of like, is everything coming together, you know, in the way that it needs to.
Yes, exactly. So there's a lot more to it than just reading a book and making it work.
Yeah, reading a book is not going to do it.
What are some things people can do quickly just to rekindle for the new year?
So one of the things you can do if you're having problems is go see a sex therapist or a couples therapist, somebody who's like highly trained. Ask them if they are couples therapy trained, because a lot of people practice therapy but aren't necessarily trained as couples therapists or sex therapists. So make sure that you're seeing the right person. You can make time for your relationship, make time to spend time to sort of reconnect. Do the things that you used to do that sort of brought you close together. Pay attention to whether you've stopped doing the sort of intimate touches that you used to do, like kissing goodbye or cuddling at night and snuggling on the couch when you're watching a movie. All these things sort of really sort of have an impact on how close and connected you feel to your partner.
Right, so just making sure that you're revisiting how much time you're spending together.
Right.
And last but not least, don't rely on the cocktails.
Do not rely on cocktails. I'm sorry, my eyes are sort of
well, it is chilly out there, Jess.
Yes, it was. It was cold out there. So
our noses are running, our eyes are watery. It's New England.
So don't rely on the cocktails to give you false sense of desire, because the next morning you're still faced with the same problem. You still have to fix what was broken.
Right.
And there's hope. It's a very hopeful situation. Don't give up just because you're sort of struggling with desire issues in your relationship.
Yeah, but don't let it go for 20 years.
Don't let it go for 20 years.
Make sure something you address, and what better time than the first day of the new year. So
absolutely, perfect time to take care of things.
That's fantastic. So of course you can enjoy your cocktails, but don't rely on them for desire and rekindling.
Absolutely don't.
Well, Happy New Year. Great
Happy New Year to you too.
Thank you so much. much for all
You're
your
very
advice.
welcome.